all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Make America great again.
The Big Mig.
Well, good morning and welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Of course, I'm your host, Lance Migliaccio, with my ride or die co-host, George Ballantine. Edge of the knife, tip of the spear, because you know what? Liberty means anything at all. It means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear. And that is the plan each and every single episode of this show. You know how we do it. Going to bring the pain and the rain. George B., what's up, bro?
Oh, nothing. Just checking, see if everything's copacetic here. Everything's looking good so far. I'm liking it.
Yeah, it's good.
We got good clarity and or whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Well, I'm excited. Got a big week ahead of us. Lots going on as usual. Of course, if you love the show, the drill is always the same. Hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button. If you do the paid subscription, fantastic. It's $5 a month. We're trying to grow that base. Rumble Rant tips, always appreciate it. And you can also tip us in crypto. Available to do that. Now, don't forget, we got the Crypto Power Hour. Now, George, we have a guest tomorrow on the Crypto Power Hour, right? 7 a.m.
We do. We do. Ivanki Metcalf. He's part of Solem Global, but he's a big financial guy, knows his numbers and stuff. And I think we're doing a special with inflation, I believe.
Okay. Great. Yeah. All right. Well, we're excited. He'll be here. That's 7 a.m. And that's the #1 crypto show on Rumble. Thanks to Rumble and thanks to all the support over there at Nick and everybody else. And don't forget, if you can do Rumble Premium, support Rumble. It comes with Perplexity. If you wanted to, you can get Rumble Premium Base or you can get it with Perplexity. If you're already paying for Perplexity, cancel your membership with Direct Perplexity. Come over here and you get the Rumble Premium. That way you get Rumble Premium for free. It's a good way to do it if you're already using Perplexity. So appreciate that. Let's give a shout out. Not only do we love our crypto, we love our gold and silver. That's right. That's the Prepper Bar I'm holding up here. These are your escape, real tangible forms of wealth, gold and silver you can hold, trade, and trust. No government can seize it. No hacker can steal it. Time is ticking. You need to act now to secure your Prepper Bars before the government rolls out their next move. $40 trillion in debt. You better have a backup plan just in case. And you don't want to have to walk around with a 1-ounce coin and a pair of tin snips to chop off a corner. You got these where you can just, as you can see, there's 3 different denominations there. You just break off a small piece. Now, listen, he's come with an assay report, too. The guys over at Genesis Gold Group, yeah, there's no counterfeit gold and silver coming out of that group. You're buying on eBay, you might get cracked. A lot of counterfeit gold and silver coming out of eBay right now. And right now, you can jump over there. They've got them in stock, thebigmigbar.com. That's right, thebigmigbar.com. Let them know you saw us on the Big Mig Show. Head over there. 888-526-7154, 888-526-7154, thebigmigbar.com.
Oh, that's my cue. Break me off a piece of that Prepper Bar.
There it is.
Back in sync.
So, I guess, George, you got a little set the mood for us here?
No, you got yours first, Lance. I told you that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were going to do it. Okay, so.
I told you, but you don't listen to me.
I got one. And sometimes you wonder if they're setups. This particular one appears not to be a setup. Man, there are a lot of people out there that are going to these events like the No Kings crap. Turns out, by the way, the CCP was also funding that. There's been some proof now. Of course, why wouldn't they want to fund division? So it's turning out with that group. I guess you support the CCP. So congratulations for those of you who went to those dumb events. But here's a guy obviously trying to prank some people in the interview. But what's incredible is the person he's interviewing doesn't realize she's being pranked. Listen to the low IQ. This is straight out of the No Kings protest.
Somebody said they were smart, Lance, but okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Isn't it a little bit homophobic that we're so focused on the straights of homos and not the gays of homos?
Yes, I agree. Yes, for sure.
Why do you think they're willing to leave the gays of homos behind?
I think it's just historically, like, you know, gays have always been very discriminated against, which is wrong on so many levels.
Even in war.
Yeah, even in war. It just takes more reform in government, obviously, and then also educating society.
Just feel like if we're going to go in there, we can't leave the gay people behind.
Right,
I don't think we should go in there at all, but if we're going to, the gays of Hormuz, we could turn it into Fire Island.
For sure.
I don't even know what to say to that, dude.
Fire Island. Yeah. Yeah. I guess he's talking about Cog Island. I think that's how it's pronounced. Cag Island, whatever it is. Yeah. Change it into the gays of Hormuz. And it's funny that he's pranking her, but she doesn't know it. And she's talking about educating people. Maybe she ought to start by educating herself. Pretty frightening. What do you have for us, George?
I have something totally different. Just to get you guys laughing. It made me laugh this morning. It was funny as shit, but gotta love kids, right? They always do some kooky shit. Here we go.
Are you pregnant?
What? I'm a boy. I can't be pregnant. I'm copying Dad.
Oh my God.
That's cold, dude. You know, that's the problem with kids. Their honesty can downright hurt. Hey, you didn't check it out, George. I'm wearing another one of my Rise of Tire shirts.
Mine came in. I gotta open it up. I haven't opened up the
calm and carry. Huh? I like it. Really high quality stuff. If you haven't checked out Rise of Tire, man, you should. If you're looking to buy some new branded, interesting, politically motivated. They got some great, and the quality, awesome. George, you're gonna love the quality. I know you're a t-shirt quality guy, so.
Yeah, I got, my Big Mig shirt here. You can get it at thebigmig.com. Just saying.
That's it. Get over there and check out the new website. Of course, always great. All right, listen, sometimes people say the quiet part out loud. And George, I feel like this is one of those situations.
Been saying.
We made a last minute change because we saw this come out. And you know that Trump has a tendency to do this, right? There's always a little bit of a telegraph. Pete Hegseth, I think he said the quiet part out loud. I think they've already moved more troops in. I don't know what our total, do you have any idea what our total count over there is now, George?
I don't know, but I know we got the Rangers there. We got SEALs there. A lot of special ops people. So
I think we got the discombobulators over there. Pretty sure.
Could be. I mean, they'd be smart. They should have them. Why not? Make use of them. We fucking paid for it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see some new, and I'm saying this for a reason, so just read between the lines. I wouldn't be surprised to see some new technology used in Iran. I don't think they're expecting some of what is planned. I think that the invasion, the ground forces are imminent. Now, listen to what happened here. The U.S. Gulf allies, including Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, and other Gulf allies are urging President Trump to continue the war on Iran. Meanwhile, you get no support out of Europe, but the Middle East allies don't want us to stop. I can understand why. Iran's been a problem, causing all sorts of unrest in the territory of the Middle East. I don't know if you guys saw this. Spain, supposed to be one of our close allies, has now made their entire country no-fly zone for U.S. Air Force. U.S. air support is not allowed to fly anywhere across Spain or in their airspace. How about that? How do you like that for a good ally? And Europe, as usual.
Hold on. I don't like them, but Italy, they wanted to land one of their warplanes in Italy, and Georgia, whatever her name is, she declined. She said no.
So Italy's pulling the same bullshit.
Seems like it, yeah. Bafango, Italy.
What's her name? Giorgio Meloni, is that
Meloni,
it?
yeah. She just went from being somewhat hot to ugly. Just saying.
Yeah. Well,
just saying, Giorgio.
Bad way to do it. Now, interesting, Trump has now come out and said, if you guys want your oil, you better fight for it. He's talking about even if they finish the war in Iran, that he doesn't care whether they reopen the Strait of Hormuz, because, only 2 to 3% of U.S. oil comes through there. We could probably
then if that's such a great case, then why the hell are we paying so much more for oil? Gas right now. We shouldn't be. I know, but we shouldn't be.
But why do you think?
Because I got to make money, the fuckers.
Why does a dog lick his balls? Because he can. And the oil companies are clearly licking their balls. The prices went up at the pump the day the war started. I mean, the gas that was in the ground at these gas stations, the pumps, that hadn't been purchased at a higher number. And that's the crazy part, right? The crazy part is that it goes up right away. But that's the scam of the oil industry, right? They want to stick it to us no matter what. Who even knows if any of the prices are truly being impacted? Of course, we've always talked about being energy independent. That's the top priority. But I guess these U.S. allies, and I'm talking about Saudi Arabia, UAE, and the Gulf allies, privately warned President Trump that Tehran has not been weakened enough. So their own intelligence is coming up. Probably has a lot to do with those underground missile, cities that they built. They say that the allies are saying that 4 weeks of bombing has not been enough to destroy the Iranian regime. So, the Middle East, Iran's neighbors, they're tired of the Iranian threat after 40 years of this theocratic, regime. I can't blame them. This is heavy. Now, I saw another video. I should have grabbed it.
Well, this they're saying
batteries going off last night, George. These batteries where the forces were showing how many missiles were being sent up.
I didn't see that, but they're saying what they hit here is their ammunitions depot and stuff.
Their munitions dump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see it.
I'll put it with us. I don't think there's audio. There's no audio with it, so.
No.
I mean, that shit's going up, man. Oh.
Well, you hit a munitions jump. There's no doubt. That'll keep going off for a long time too. Once it ignites, those munitions dumps are crazy when they go off. I saw one years ago go off. It was a U.S. dump, and it was going off for a couple of days from the heat. Interesting.
It is,
so
right? Look at that.
We've got the video. You guys tell me. You're in the chat. We want to hear from you. I want to know, do you guys reading the same thing we're reading? Now, we heard some other things. George and I had heard some other things. It sounded like the boots on the ground operation is just imminent.
Well,
Hegseth appears to be testing the water here. I don't know if he realized how this came across. To me, it's a direct signal that this is going to happen at any time.
You're just jumping around, Lance, aren't you?
A little bit.
All right. Well, we're not going to get to that clip just yet because there's a little timeline here. So Pete Hegseth goes, and I don't know, he says that regime change has occurred in Iran. Regime change has, is there another regime there? Or are the people free? Because it doesn't seem like it. If there was a regime change in favor of the people of Iran, then I guess the war should be over, right? Because they don't want no part of that. So what do you mean? I don't get this. Maybe this mixed messaging does not make them look good, looks incompetent. They're not, I don't think they're on the same page. And somebody's going to have to figure this out, but we'll play the clip.
The new Iranian regime should know that by now. This new regime, because regime change has occurred, should be wiser than the last. President Trump will make a deal he is willing, and the terms of the deal are known to them. If Iran is not willing, then the United States War Department will continue with even more intensity.
Doesn't make sense. Like we don't want, the whole purpose of this is to get rid of the regime and free the people back where it was in the 70s and early 80s before they had the war and took over, the regime took over. This doesn't make sense. I don't understand it. I'm not for it. I don't think the people of Iran are for it. All right, Lance, you want to get to this one? We want to do this one? Telegraphing? We've been saying, how long have we been saying this, that in order for this war to be successful, you have to have some sort of boots on the ground. That's the only way. You can't just go start bombing. I don't think any war has been successful that way. Has there been, Lance? I mean, this is more your expertise.
I don't think there's never been a time. Now, again, could that change in the future? I saw some pretty interesting drone technology over the last couple of days, but I don't think it's possible. Because again, with these underground missile cities that Iran has, are they below the 200? Because our bunker busters go down about 200 feet. it's going to take more than that. And I think if we leave any of this current regime in place, even the Iran Revolutionary Guard, if they stay in place, I don't think it's stoppable. I think that this has always been a situation where we're going to have ground troops. I just don't think it's possible. And I don't know, George, that there ever has been a war that's been successful that was just from air bombardment. Not one that I'm aware of. It doesn't mean that I'm an expert. I could have missed something, but I don't think there's ever been a time.
I mean, look at Russia and Ukraine. They're just using drones and bombs, right? They ain't no really boots on the ground, each other going at it, per se. Really? Is there?
Yeah, there still is.
There are boots on the ground where they're totally invading and try to, topple one another.
Yeah, there's still lots of troops. That's what they're using the drone technology for. If you've been watching some of the drone videos, the problem is that
they're not using their troops to actually really truly invade.
Well, they a lot of people. There's been a lot of deaths, so I think there may be more people on the ground than maybe you caught there.
No,
it isn't just
maybe you're misunderstanding me. So, if Putin sent his full force military into Ukraine, he'd be able to take it over, most likely, if nobody else interfered. But no one's really doing that. No one's sending their troops in fully. Really, is Ukraine sending their troops into Moscow? No. That's what I mean. Until you really have boots on the ground where they're going inside. Just like we did when we did Invasion Iraq, where we had how many tanks and military troops there just going in, boom, with all the air support. Let's play the clip, and people can telegraph this. Look.
As far as President Trump and boots on the ground, I don't understand why the base, which they have already, they understand, wouldn't have faith in his ability to execute on this. Look at his track record of pursuing peace through strength, America first outcomes. What he's simply saying, and it's exactly true, and I've said from this podium too, we're not going to foreclose any option. You can't fight and win a war if you tell your adversary what you are willing to do or what you are not willing to do, to include boots on the ground. Our adversary right now thinks there are 15 different ways we could come at them with boots on the ground. And guess what? There are. So if we needed to, we could execute those options on behalf of the President of the United States and this department. Or maybe we don't have to use them at all. Maybe negotiations work, or maybe there's a different approach. But the point is to be unpredictable in that. Certainly not let anybody know what you're willing to do or not do. But if anybody has internalized the lessons of Iraq and Afghanistan as the first one, President Trump, to call them out for what they are, he's not going to repeat those lessons. And I think I've been very clear about that from the podium.
Okay.
I mean, he's right. You don't want to repeat the mistakes that were made in the past with Iran, not making sure that regime was completely taken out. We've had some other interactions with him, kinetic events. It didn't get the job done. George, you said it. If we're going in, if we're going to go there for this war, you said it at the very beginning, then we have to go all in till it's completely done, till the job is done.
I mean, you have to. What's the purpose of not doing it? So there's a big ruling came out of SCOTUS this morning. It just came out. It just hit the headline. SCOTUS rules against a Colorado law, Lancet State, banning, I don't even know what this is, conversion therapy for LGBTQ kids. And unsurprisingly, it was an 8-1 ruling. And they siding with a Christian counselor who states the law banning talk therapy violates the First Amendment. Interesting, right? At least 8-1.
I just, the difficulty I have with, all those narratives is I just don't think that our children should be groomed. I just don't think that they should be, I think up until they're 18, I just think that and then they can make whatever decision they want. If they decide that they're a homosexual, they're a homosexual. I'm not trying to alienate any one person, but I just don't think that the grooming and the way that the school system here in Colorado, especially, they've got, all sorts of representation of homosexuality in the classroom. And I don't know. I just question the real reason that they're doing it, the morality of it. Of course, God, country, family, it's been pulled out of the school system. I don't know. George, when you were in school, did you do the Pledge of Allegiance?
Every day.
And did you guys do any kind of prayer at all?
Prayer? No. Hold on.
I went to Lutheran grade school, and then I went to Catholic high
elementary school. No. In Catholic high school, I think we did prayer, yes. Prayer, but we had theology.
I went to a Lutheran grade school, and then I went to a Catholic high school.
We had to take theology courses, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
we did prayer in both. So I don't know.
But if you're talking public school, you can't, I mean, I don't think it would be right to do prayer because it's public school. You have all different kids with religions. Mm-hmm. So, but Pledge of Allegiance is allegiance to the country you're living in. That automatically should be done without falter. So, I mean, Catholic school, yeah, they could do their prayer, just like Jewish schools probably do their prayer. Muslim, if they have Muslim schools, they probably do their thing, whatever.
Yeah, my daughter went to a Temple Emmanuel for grade school, which was a Jewish school, and they, of course,
who sent her to Jewish school?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. It was a great school, great education. It was really good for her. I thought it was really good. It was well. It's Montessori here, but then she went to Temple Emmanuel first, and then went to Montessori after that. I spent a lot of money on her education when she was younger because I felt like it was a top priority to get her the best advantage she could get. All right. And let's talk about ballistics just for a minute. This is big news, but George made a valid point. Anybody that knows anything about ballistics knows that sometimes when a bullet strikes a bone or it hits something else, could have hit the microphone in this case, it can change the bullet. It can alter the bullet, the actual cartridge. And sometimes you can't match the ballistics because the bullet gets ruined. It fragments. It splays. Charlie had on, I don't know if he had on any kind of a bulletproof vest or what exactly happened there, but this is kind of big that the ATF cannot identify the bullet in the Charlie Kirk assassination with the accused assassin's rifle. Now, I can't explain to you what happened because the ballistic report hasn't been released, but his defense counsel on Friday revealed the ATF has not been able to identify the bullet recovered in the autopsy of course, in the Charlie Kirk's assassination with the rifle that was allegedly used in the September 10 shooting. Now, George, give me your thoughts. I personally, let me back up here. Candace Owens, lots of others are bringing out information. What's true and what isn't true, I've said it on the show. I don't know how to disseminate this information. I don't have anybody that's got direct sourcing to anything that has to do with the Charlie Kirk investigation. I don't even know if the FBI is investigating it. I'm not telling you why the ATF can't identify this bullet. But a lot of people said it hit his collarbone and deflected down. Now, when a bullet strikes something solid, the bullet shape changes. It just happens. It can split into multiple pieces. It can hit something like, he had that microphone on his neck. I don't know if the bullet struck that and deflected. We really haven't seen the true details coming out of the forensic investigation. We've heard a lot of stories. George, I don't know what to believe anymore. Do you have any take on this? Because this is one of those ones that there's been so many people out there saying, oh, there's this guy and he's signaling and the other guy's signaling. And there have been a lot of suspicious things in this Charlie Kirk assassination. I'm just stumped. I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah, it is tough. I mean, it's hard on what to believe and what not to believe. But looking at this from a defense standpoint, they're going to ride this coattail. I mean, no one's seen him take the shot. So you have that, right? Is there any definitive, clear video or pictures of him on the roof taking the shots or anything? So
none taking the shots. There's some video of him, I think, coming off the roof. When he dumped the rifle, he wrapped it in a blanket, and there is some communication with his transgender
Wait a
lover.
minute. He didn't dump the rifle by the school. Didn't he dump it by the woods or something?
He dumped it in some bushes. What happened was he had a change of clothes, and there were some bushes that were somewhere in his route, and he wrapped it in a blanket because there is a communication. There's a text message with his I don't want to say gay, transgender.
Yeah, I know.
Other, I don't know what the hell it is. And there's some communication about where he seems to be admitting everything. How authentic those text messages are, I don't know what to think. They may be legit. If somebody was trying to cover up a shooting or if they were trying to muddy the waters, Candace Owens seems to believe that there was lots of people involved, that some foreign adversaries. She's mentioned Israel might be involved. There's a lot of things coming out of her camp. There's a lot of other people that are coming out with other theories, ballistics experts, people with a lot of experience. Of course, there's the whole camera they pulled down at the back of the event. Seemed really suspicious that the memory card was pulled out of it. We still haven't seen the footage from that specific camera. That hasn't been released. I don't know if Turning Point got that footage. Somebody else did. George, there are a lot of suspicious things, but I don't see our government really going overtime to clarify any of it. They almost seem to be kind of not going out and stopping some of these false narratives. Maybe they're not false. That's the problem. I don't, what do you guys in the audience think?
Maybe they don't want to comment because
nefarious actors involved. George, let me ask you this. Do you think more nefarious actors are involved?
It wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think the government's going to comment because, they're still investigating, but they have a trial coming up, so they don't want to taint their trial. I mean, look at Candace Owens. Some of the shit she says is on point, but a lot of shit she says is not. So you got to disseminate. When she says, "Oh, maybe Israel's involved," well, that's a maybe. Maybe fucking UK's involved. Maybe China's involved. Maybe doesn't mean shit. That's why I don't like when she does that or other people. Oh, maybe this, maybe that. No. Point to the evidence. If you have the sauce, fucking show the sauce. For the fact that her and Erica Kirk were going at it and then they met in a closed door meeting, what was said? Was there somewhat of a truce? Listen, you're right, Candace. Don't let it out. It's for the movement. Or Candace, shut the fuck up. I'm going to sue you for everything you got. I don't know what was said, but they won't tell us. They want to hide it. They should have did it in front of each other. Each other prove their point on camera. And made the best person win with the evidence. That'd be great, but nobody wants to do that. You ever see Erica Kirk? She does this same pose when she's on stage and they bring up Charlie's name. She'll be like this all the time. Just goes like locked in that pose. It's like she's not authentic. That's a problem, and that makes her look bad. She does not look authentic. She's not believable. So, I don't know. Everybody make your own decisions. I'm just telling you what I think and see.
This is the difficulty of investigative journalism. You wish you could just give the audience the immediate answer, but there are times, especially in events like this, horrible event for Charlie Kirk and his family. I don't know. I don't disagree with you. Erica Kirk does not come through as a credible individual. I'm not attacking her. There is a lot of tells in her behavior. And there's a lot of tells for other people that have had their behavior during the event, after the event. His security staff didn't react the way that I'm used to seeing diplomatic security people operate. That wasn't normal. And I'm also surprised that there wasn't anybody there with a medical kit right on their hip. You would think that they would have had some kind of medical equipment right there, knowing that he'd had lots of death threats. So hopefully we'll get to the bottom of it. I'll give you guys, this is something though that is really unsettling. ATF ought to be full force on this.
You brought some up medical kit. I've seen events where you had bulletproof glass in front of them. Why did he not have it at this event? If there's credible threats or there's threats, why not take precautions?
Yeah.
I don't know. Didn't it come out where Charlie Kirk texted one of his friends or somebody said he thinks they're gonna kill him or something?
He was concerned about his own safety.
All right, so then why didn't he not put bulletproof glass in front of him?
You would think that instead of doing the events outdoors, that they might have moved it into an auditorium.
Or why not have more security, post them up like on roofs and stuff like that?
Understandable.
You know what I mean?
You definitely want to take the high ground. I didn't see you have anybody on high ground.
Have lookouts with binoculars looking around, and somebody. If you had lookouts, you would have somebody. If they're doing their job correctly, they would have spotted him and got on the radios. Oh, guy in the roof.
Well, when you're doing threat assessment on a location as diplomatic security or high profile individual security, you would definitely have already surveilled the high ground, and you would normally at least have one person on the high ground. You wouldn't leave the opportunity for a sniper to take that high ground. And you're right, you would be surveilling on a regular basis that high ground. That doesn't appear to be. None of that seems to have happened, which I think is interesting in itself. Those guys were supposed to be experts. He was supposed to have some high-level trained individuals around him. I didn't see high-level training. I saw some people that maybe said they were high-level. All right. Listen, we're going to take a short break here on the Big Mig Show. When we come back, J6 protesters suing Capitol Police for indiscriminate use of force, seeking tens of millions in damages. I don't blame them. I still want to see Mike Flynn get more. He deserves a hell of a lot more than $1.2 million. Hopefully he's going to file a Bivens. I have no idea. Don't know what it is. What about Roger Stone? When does he get his money back? The DOJ's got to pay consequences. They've got to pay and be accountable for their actions. It's time to see some Department of Justice prosecutors jailed. Yep, that's what I want to see. We'll be right back here with George Ballantine, myself, Lance Miliaccio. While we're on the break, take that live link, share it far and wide. Tell all your friends and family, go onto your own social media, tell them to join us here on the show. And if you haven't already hit that follow button, hit the follow button here. And on the break, go over to Crypto Power Hour, give them a follow. Trying to grow these bases, trying to make sure Rumble pays attention to the growth here on the Big Mig Media Company. George.
Be back in a few. Don't go nowhere.
Are you ready to stand up for your community and support your local sheriff? Join the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association and become a vital member of the Sheriff's Citizens Posse. At CSPOA.org, we empower citizens like you through weekly webinars, arming you with the knowledge to back your constitutional county sheriff. Together, we can uphold our Constitution and ensure liberty and justice for all. Your community needs you now more than ever. Visit CSPOA.org and join the Sheriff's Citizens Posse today. Make a difference. Stand for freedom. That's CSPOA.org. Your country, your fight, your future.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
Hi folks, I'm here today to introduce you to the Prepper Bar from PrepperBar.com, the most unique precious metals product we have seen in a long time. These 62-gram bars are perforated and easily broken down into your choice of 3 different sizes to fit a multitude of needs. Whether it be from asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility for barter and trade, the Prepper Bar makes a perfect gift for all the precious metal lovers out there. Exclusively made here in the USA and selling out fast. Available in both gold and silver, these slim Prepper Bars fit neatly in your wallet, and their utility enables use in any situation.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on earth, these canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit warriordogfoundation.org.
All right, welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Here we your host, Lance Migliaccio, George Ballantine. We got the Big Mig Mafia in the chat. Big Mig Army out there listening or watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, like button, share button. If not, Rat Dog will come and find you and bite you. She is in the chat. She don't play. Just letting you all know. And if you can subscribe for $5 a month, we truly appreciate it. Every little bit helps, but Lance and I have the perfect solution for the people that can't watch their crypto 24/7. Oh, that's right. Talking about BlockTrustIRA.com. They're bringing access to cryptocurrency wealth to everyday people. Their exclusive, anonymous AI trading platform works 24/7, analyzing market data and executing advanced crypto strategies that go far beyond buy and hold. This sophisticated technology once reserved only for Wall Street insiders, but now it's available to you. And it's no surprise the system was named #1 crypto technology platform by Bitcoin Magazine out of more than 1,500 global competitors. Our clients are already seeing over 250% returns on their investments, all military-grade security and $200 million insurance. Your wealth is fully protected. So don't wait. Visit BigMigCrypto.com today and see how you can join this financial revolution. Once again, visit BigMigCrypto.com today and you can get up to $2,500 of free crypto. QR code's right here. Take a screenshot. Links in the chat. Links under the more section. It's everywhere. You can always find it. All right. J6ers. You know, Lance, they put in this lawsuit, right? Which is fine. You know, they're going to sue the Capitol Police for indiscriminate use of force, seek tens of millions in damages. Now, they're talking, I guess, indiscriminate force while they were locked up, and who knows? But since they've been convicted, can they still sue and actually get this through? I'm wondering, because they did take the part, huh?
Well, the presidential pardon, the way it operates, even though you've admitted guilt, the difficulty in a lawsuit like this is to have an absolute win, you would want to have the certificate of innocence. But when a government official commits malfeasance, nonfeasance, or misfeasance, and in this case, we're talking about the use of excessive and indiscriminate force. We've talked about it on this show. Here's my legal take on it. Not that I'm any expert by any means, but I try to stay on top of the law. When you go beyond the scope of what you should have done, in the case of the less lethal munitions that were used by the officers, the crowd wasn't at a point where it was so agitated, I believe they should have been deployed. They weren't getting violent. What happened is they agitated the crowd intentionally, and I believe they were given orders to agitate the crowd because they fired rubber bullets, they used chemical sprays, they used flashbangs, bean bags, and other crowd control measures, and they did it in a reckless manner. They were indiscriminate. They just fired it into the crowds. I don't believe the crowd was at that point. We also know that Ray Epps, was working on the barricades. We know there was other people, and there was, hundreds and hundreds of federal agents infiltrated in the crowds, and they were agitating the crowds. Come on, let's go in the window. Let's break the door. The doors are open. Let's go. It looks like a lot of those were federal officers, which means they were trying to entrap them. They were trying to cause cases to happen because, of course, they had to do this. Nancy Pelosi had given a directive. I think this was an organized fedsurrection. So, yes, I do believe that they don't necessarily have to have a true vacatur, dismissal of prejudice. But I've said this many times on the show. The difficulty with a presidential pardon is you have to admit guilt. Now, what is that? How does that affect the Federal Tort Claims Act? In my opinion, as an example, Federal Tort Claims Act applies in the case of General Flynn. So does a Bivens 1983. Lots of agents weaponized against him. But, George, my take is that these J6ers haven't gotten the true relief they should have gotten. The Department of Justice should be overturning their convictions. It shouldn't just be the presidential pardon. I think that they got caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Many of these federal agents, the FBI, DEA, ATF, had agents and boots on the ground. I'd like to know why those people all still have jobs. They went there, they agitated the crowd, they participated. And the indiscriminate shooting of munitions in the crowds, it went on for over an hour. That doesn't seem right to me. So I think they're justified in this action. Whether they'll be successful, look at our judiciary. I don't know, George.
So you know what's interesting, and I don't understand this. This lawsuit has been assigned to U.S. District Judge Paul Bryan in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Usually a case, because it happened in D.C., would be assigned in D.C. unless they put in because of discriminatory by the area judges. I don't know. It's weird, right? Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, although they might ask for a change of venue because they didn't feel like they could get a fair shake. I don't really know all of this. Of course, there's a lot involved here. Even this, they talk about, so this is a multi-million-dollar settlement that got made with the estate of Ashley Babbitt. Then that the $1.25 million settlement with General Flynn. Look, the fact that they assigned it down there, maybe they asked for a change of venue. I know this. If I had to file for something like this, I wouldn't want to be in a D.C. court, would you? Can you imagine? How do you get a fair shake there?
Yeah, look, Michael Flynn, $1.25 million settlement. His lawyer takes a third plus whatever other expenses that incurred.
Yeah,
people think they just see 1.25, but nah, you ain't getting 1.25.
Well, Peter Strzok got 1.25, and then what's her, the woman that was involved? What's her name? Page.
Lisa Page, yeah.
Yeah, she got 800,000, and they didn't go through the hell that Michael Flynn went through. People are bitching and moaning about 1.2, and I'll tell you what, the attacks. Roger Stone said it really well. He said, Donald Trump for one reason or another wasn't allowed to run as president. He was willing to get behind Mike Flynn. But, the attacks are so clear. It's so obvious. You still got shows even on Rumble where there's jackasses on there going after them. They don't want to acknowledge that the DOJ just admitted by giving this early settlement. Now, is Flynn going to file a tort claim? Is he going to file a Bivens? Is he going to file a 1983? I have no idea. I haven't asked him, and I don't know if he would say it even if I did ask. And if he did, he'd probably tell me in confidence.
Wait, he can file another claim?
Yeah, because the claim he got from the DOJ is only, now again, I don't know this. I don't know what the settlement documents would say. They might have restricted him from filing additional claims. But here's a guy that spent millions and millions of dollars on legal. His reputation was tarnished. He's still dealing with the consequences. It's clear by the way people attack him online, that so many people still have a perception of Mike Flynn that I think is incorrect. Here we are. Here we are. I think he deserves tens of millions for what happened to him and his family. And it does, and all his family members, his sister, his wife, all of them got attacked. They could all enjoin that act and ask for their own settlements. So we'll see if Flynn's going to file something else. Maybe this is the first step, but I think he also ought to be moving for, having his sentence vacated and dismissed with prejudice, and he ought to ask for the certificate of innocence. Maybe that's all part of their strategy now. I don't know where they're going to go with it, but I'm sure it's a much more complicated lawsuit at this point. Now that the DOJ has admitted guilt.
This next one I'm not happy about. I mean, Trump pardoned this nursing home operator, Joseph, listen to the last name, Schwartz. He was convicted of $39 million fraud scheme. And he's only 3 months in his sentence and he already pardons him. Let the guy do a little time, man. Let him feel the pain. I mean, it's just crazy. This dude pled guilty to withholding tens of millions in taxes from employees' paychecks and failing to remit them to the IRS. So their employees probably got screwed. Did they get all their money back and all that stuff that's coming to them? Yeah, and he paid himself $5 million as a ghost employee. It's crazy. I don't understand. This is things that I think make Trump look bad. I mean, 3 months. He only served 3 months. That's a hop, skip, and a jump. We still let him do 6 out of 3 year, right? What do you think, Lance?
I mean, I will tell you that I agree 100%. Look, the neglect that this guy was responsible for contributed to multiple resident deaths. And a bunch of the families of the patients have won multi-million-dollar wrongful death judgments against this guy, and they haven't been able to collect any of the money. I don't know if this guy's got money stashed. One family, Doris Colson's family, received a $19 million judgment after she choked to death on scrambled eggs at one of his Arkansas facilities. And there's another woman, Zelma Grissom's family was awarded $15.7 million after she died from sepsis. Now, that's caused by severe infection bed sores developed because she wasn't turned regularly. Bed sores are stoppable, but you have to move the person because it's all about circulation. I mean,
well, here's the thing.
This is not, but he isn't the only one, George. Several convicted nurses.
I know. This is in his clemency. Yeah, but in his first term, you had Felipe S. Formes. He was convicted of 1.3 billion Medicare and Medicaid fraud case. And then Judith Negron, convicted in a 200 million Medicare fraud scheme. And he's pardoned these people, but they're stealing from you and I, all of us. I mean, I don't get it. And this Schwartz, he spent more than $1 million on lobbyists to secure this pardon. So it seems like he's still got a lot of money that he stole. Why did he not pay his fines and pay all the people back that he stole from too? Like, what the hell's going on?
I mean, and listen to what this guy does. I agree with you. This is something where Trump is being advised by somebody. $1 million on lobbyists. Well, maybe that should have gone to settle, pay the people that had wrongful deaths. Listen to what he did. So families in at least 3 states have been unable to seize assets because Schwartz divested property in those jurisdictions and moved the funds. And listen to this. Tell me this isn't money laundering. Moved the funds through more than 200 bank accounts to hide the funds. 200 bank accounts. This does not sound like a guy to me that deserves clemency or, a pardon. I don't see this. I see a scumbag here. I see a shifty scumbag that doesn't want to pay people. So shame on the Trump administration for this one. I don't agree with it at all because you know what? When you have loved ones in nursing homes, it's a tough situation. You know, my mom was in some short-term care after that last hospital visit, and they were amazing, incredible. But I saw people in there that didn't have any family members, and they were struggling to get their bills paid through Medicare and Medicaid, and some of them had assets. And, of course, you can't have assets if you're going to use Medicaid. And they had no family members to kind of fight on their behalf. And when the money runs out, they just get moved out. I don't like to see the theft in the system. I don't like to see scumbags like this get away with it. This is shame on the administration for this move. I don't know who's advising Donald Trump, but he ought to really take a second look on who he's telling who he should be pardoned. $1 million on lobbyists when you've got multi-million-dollar lawsuits for people that have been harmed that aren't settled, and this guy's moving around money around to 200 bank accounts. Not a good look.
Yep.
So you guys have seen the Darth Vader ugly ass Obama library.
Everybody, everybody's comparing.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
No, saying like you got lunatics comparing it, saying, "Oh, it's just as nice as Trump's going to be, or better." Those people.
Oh my God.
They're retarded. Excuse me.
Okay, so these are the renderings of what Trump's library is going to look like. You guys have seen the Darth Vader Obama library. It looks like an off-planet prison to me, is what it looks like. I don't know how to describe it other than that. Here's Trump's. I think this is gorgeous. Again, I don't know that I need anything else named Trump. Now we're going to have the West Palm.
It's his library, bro.
I know.
It's going to be named Trump Presidential Library. That's a given. What are you talking about? Come on, dude.
George, I'm saying I don't know if I need any more landmarks named Trump at this point. I feel like it's getting a little out of control. We got the Trump. Now we got the Trump International Airport.
Well, that's Florida.
Again, I don't care. You
got a problem with pitch to Florida.
I don't necessarily want to see Trump continue to name things. I'd rather see him fix the country.
He's not naming it. It's Florida doing that.
Yeah, I'm not in agreement with it.
Oh, take it up with DeSantis in Florida.
Yeah, DeSantis.
You can't blame Trump on that one. I mean, you could put like Trump when he put his name on what's the buildings in Washington, D.C.? Speaking of buildings, what's going on with our expansion at the White House? You don't hear nothing too much about that, huh? That just died out.
Actually, no. There was a court case, and the shitty part is that the court case made public something that nobody knew about.
Underground.
Yeah, there's an underground Secret Service and military complex that's going in under the ballroom. And that's now been disclosed. Trump's not happy about it because they wanted to know why the budget was what the budget was. And he says, well, that's great because now you've made me disclose something we weren't going to disclose. And so the reason that, and again, remember, he took a lot of private money. This did not all come from the government. there was going to be an underground facility for Secret Service and the military. I don't know if they're going to change it now, but it was a very large complex underneath that was supposed to be hidden from the public.
Dude, there's a big complex underneath the White House anyway.
Well, this was going to
expand it.
Add a lot more space.
You know what's funny? When do they dig that out to build that underground? Because
my assumption is they were doing it clandestinely, that maybe they put some kind of a structure in to be able to go underneath. You know, they've already got the high-speed train to pull the president out there if there's a threat that goes underground. And,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm assuming they were doing everything they could. And again, you know, that's the kind of thing that is a national security interest. I don't think the courts, I think that should have been kept off record. That should have been an in-chambers discussion. I don't think that should have been made public. In this particular case, I love transparency, but in the case of that, I don't think there should have been transparency.
Let's play this. This is a pretty cool building, though. Pretty cool.
I mean, it's definitely cool, no doubt, you know. I don't know how anybody could compare that to the Obama.
Well, Lance, you look at Obama's structure. That's what you get when you hire DEI.
Yeah.
When you hire professional people, you get what you see with Trump's presidential library. Plain and simple, people.
No doubt.
All right. Swalwell's panicking.
In a panic, huh?
Yeah, right. He is.
Your boy Swalwell's in a panic.
Your boy. You're closer to California than I am, buddy.
Yeah, but you know, I'm definitely not a supporter of California's current, government. But Swalwell's panicking, and I don't even, again, understand that once an investigation is done, you guys are paying for it. I don't think that this investigation's details should have been suppressed at all from the very beginning. But of course, here we are, normal thing, national security interest, G65 classified, they love to stamp that stuff. So we don't get to hear about it. They love to redact it, even though they don't do the redactions very well. But of course, he's panicking. He sent Kash Patel and the FBI a cease and desist letter. FBI Director Kash Patel is pushing to release the salacious Fang files. Why does he have to push? I don't even understand why he's got to ask. That investigation was paid for by American taxpayers. We paid for the investigation. Why was any of it hidden at all? Because I don't think the national security concerns matter. Fang's not here any longer. This is garbage. I just don't think that Kash, and then these attorneys with cease and desist, and they go on here. Swallow's attorney said in their letter that there was no justification for releasing the files, especially since the congressman had assisted the FBI in its investigation. The congressman has never been accused of wrongdoing in that matter, and your attempt to release the file is a transparent attempt to smear him and undermine his campaign for governor of California. Why do that? Why don't we just go after him for lying on federal forms? He lied about his residence. Nobody wants to talk about that. He doesn't live in California. And now he's going to run for governor. I don't know why the people in California are willing to accept that. And he says, your actions threaten to expose you and others at the FBI and the FBI itself to significant levels of legal liability. Well, good luck with that.
The only thing I could say that's not good about this is the timing. Because look, he's going into election, right? He's primarying to be California governor. And I say this because I don't want it done to any Republicans either in the future. Because it's the timing on that. Can they use it? Can they say, oh, you're trying to do election interference? They probably could. And just, you know how it can go with them.
If there was an investigation of a Republican being involved with a Chinese spy, and you knew there was an investigation and there was a lot of details that had never been released, would you, my statement would be, would you want transparency regardless of the timing? My opinion is that our agencies in general continue to cover up for government officials. Because if this was a civilian, if this was George Ballantine, all the details of the investigation would have been released. It would have been all put out.
They should have released it because he was running. He's a congressman.
I agree.
Plain and simple.
I
mean, listen, all you got to do is arrest him, for not living in the state of California while representing them.
Well,
there you go.
He lied on federal forms.
There's a solid case right there, but guess what? Nobody wants to do it. All right.
So this is kind of frightening.
If you're traveling to Hong Kong,
China or Hong Kong, you might give it a second thought, especially if you're traveling with a crypto wallet. So I guess Hong Kong just criminalized refusing to unlock your crypto wallet, even at the airport. This is a new 2026 law. If you're flying through Hong Kong, even if that's just a midpoint, that you're on a connecting flight and you're just transiting, and if the cops use the term related to national security, they now can legally force you to hand over your phone password, your laptop decryption keys, and even unlock your hardware, your crypto hardware wallet. It doesn't matter whether it's a Bitcoin wallet or it's holding any kind of cold storage wallet. Say no, and you're looking up to a year in prison and a massive fine. So if you say, no, I'm not going to unload it, I'm just here on a layover. I mean, this is like the worst of a dystopian movie, if there ever was one. And this applies to Americans and every other traveler.
I have a workaround.
Okay.
I mean, it shouldn't apply to anybody that's traveling through or this and that. They want to do their own citizens. That's communist China. Go ahead. But listen, if you're going to go, delete your crypto apps off your phone. You don't have any crypto apps, right? If they're not on the phone, they're not there. You can always re-download the app. You still have the same credentials. Your money's still going to be there. It's just you don't have it on that phone. No biggie. Same thing with your computer.
What about if you have a cold storage wallet?
Why would you bring your cold storage wallet with you if you're traveling?
Well, sometimes people are traveling internationally. Many people travel with their cold storage wallets. That wouldn't be unique. They're saying now that if you don't give them the passwords to open it, to look at it.
I know what they're saying, but I'm just saying, take it off your phone.
Yeah, but what if it's not your phone? What if it's your cold storage wallet?
Don't bring it with you, Lance.
I mean, now you would know that. Normally, I don't think I wouldn't have thought that this was an issue, especially if it was just a layover.
Well, it wasn't until they just passed this whatever they want to call this law.
I mean, this is no doubt. Now, listen.
That's why you got to watch the Big Ming Show, so you stay informed. So if you do travel to Hong Kong or China, you know now because you can say, "Oh, damn, the Big Ming Show saved my crypto wallets and stuff," because they would have taken it. There you go. Now you want to send us a little tip? We got the Rumble wallet. Go right ahead. Send a little crypto our way. You're welcome. That's it.
Now, if you give any false information at all, the sentence jumps to 3 years in Chinese prison and a $500,000 fine. The initial fine is $12,800 USD, 100,000 Hong Kong dollars. And it's everybody. Doesn't matter layover or otherwise. So be aware. And I would tell you as you're traveling, if you are traveling with your cold storage, you may want to really look at your travel plans and think, where am I going? Maybe just skip Hong Kong. Maybe skip anywhere. You better pay attention, though, because they may not be the only countries that are going to do this. You don't know what the future is going to hold. Do they want to seize your crypto? I wouldn't put it past the Chinese. Great way to do it. All right. The Nobel Peace Prize, it hit the bottom, I thought, when they didn't recommend Donald Trump. Even the woman that received the Peace Prize didn't think that she deserved it over Donald Trump at that time. Now, turns out they want to. They've nominated Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. Now, if this isn't rock bottom, I mean, wow. What are your thoughts on this, George? Vladimir Zelensky gets a nomination, but Donald Trump doesn't.
It's BS because what is he doing? He ain't doing nothing for peace. I mean, definitely not going to give it. They're not going to give it to Trump after what he did with Iran. But so he doesn't deserve it. Who deserves it? But if Trump frees Cuba, listen. If Trump frees Cuba and frees the Iranian people, then he should get it. No doubt about it. He should get it anyway for what he just did with Gaza. But it's politically motivated, politically corrupt. The fix is in. You know, maybe if Trump curtailed the way he spoke with his ego about things like that, he would get it. Sometimes you just got to keep your mouth shut on certain things or learn what to say. I don't know. You know, it's the last show of the month, right? Tomorrow's April Fool's Day. Just saying. April Fool's.
Well, we've got an announcement, a big one for you guys.
We do?
Yeah, big announcement.
Oh, yeah.
For anybody that knows the book, The Creature from Jekyll Island, right? And that's kind of a look at what the Federal Reserve truly is, how the Federal Reserve created. Really one of the total classics when it comes to exposing the nefarious nature of the Federal Reserve and government. I don't know too many people that haven't read it or at least scanned through it, have seen all the quotes from it. It's been used on every podcast show that you can possibly think of. We are extremely fortunate on Thursday for our live show. Put the word out far and wide. G. Edward Griffin is the author of The Creature from Jekyll Island. He doesn't take many interviews anymore, and he agreed to take an interview on the Big Mig Show. Took us a while to get it. It's 100% confirmed, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard on Thursday. The author of The Creature from Jekyll Island, he's got a new book coming out. He's going to share the new book details with us. In the meantime, massive interview. You better be here at 11 a.m. Tell your friends and family. G. Edward Griffin, author of Creature from Jekyll Island, joins us here on the Big Mig Show. Very fortunate. Like I said, he does not do many interviews anymore. He's an older guy, but man, is he sharp. I've had a couple of conversations with him. Extremely interesting. You do not want to miss this show. We'll be advertising it, letting you know, but be here 11 a.m. on Thursday. Of course, every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard, the Big Mig Show. Crypto Power Hour, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, Wednesdays, 7 a.m. on Friday. #1 crypto show on Rumble. And if you're on YouTube and you're not following the Crypto Power Hour and the Big Mig Show, we're back on YouTube. Make sure you follow us over there. You can find us on Locals. And whatever you can do to thank us, paid subscriptions, hit the follow button no matter what. It's the easiest way to thank us. Help us grow the show. Use your own social media. Use our content. George is doing an incredible amount of short form. Download it. Use it. Lots of great sound bites. Now, George, Dr. Schwartz isn't going to be here this Friday, but he's going to be here.
I don't know. He might. We extended an invitation for him to come on every Friday. He doesn't know if he can because he's so busy, but
yeah.
And it's Easter weekend, too. I don't know.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in today. Thank you so very much. And don't forget to follow us on social media. G. Ballantine, Lance Miliaccio, and The Big Mig Show.
Later, Gators.
I might have to let it drop. Said gotta do it, hella big, had to put it back again, get like it. Said had to bring it, hella big, had to put it.
Are you ready to stand up for your community and support your local sheriff? Join the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association and become a vital member of the Sheriff's Citizens Posse. At CSPOA.org, we empower citizens like you through weekly webinars, arming you with the knowledge to back your constitutional county sheriff. Together, we can uphold our Constitution and ensure liberty and justice for all. Your community needs you now more than ever. Visit CSPOA.org and join the Sheriff's Citizens Posse today. Make a difference. Stand for freedom. That's CSPOA.org. Your country, your fight, your future.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA. The future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom. And you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
Hi folks, I'm here today to introduce you to the Prepper Bar from PrepperBar.com, the most unique precious metals product we have seen in a long time. These 62-gram bars are perforated and easily broken down into your choice of 3 different sizes to fit a multitude of needs. Whether it be from asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility for barter and trade, the Prepper Bar makes a perfect gift for all the precious metal lovers out there. Exclusively made here in the USA and selling out fast. Available in both gold and silver, these slim Prepper Bars fit neatly in your wallet, and their utility enables use in any situation.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these K9 units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit WarriorDogFoundation.org.